Hey friends, I'm your host, Dr. Elizabeth Ssemanda, the intuitive psychiatrist, and you're listening to Stepping into Soul Power. Friends, time and time again, I get asked, all right, Dr. Ssemanda, why did you decide to make this podcast in the first place? And so in today's episode, I'm going to recount my steps, my path to start this podcast, what soul power is to me, and give you, yes, you, 3 tips that you can do on your own to start stepping into soul power. So for it, when I look at things in my heart of hearts, I believe we're all connected. We are all, there is divinity in each and every one of us. We are divine. And it's that divinity within us that is our soul power. It's a force, it's a power, and it's a power that allows us to create and to shape our world. Because when we are able to change ourselves within, the outer world has no choice whatsoever but to change. And so sometimes, like, it's real easy. It's super, super easy to get wrapped up in the drama of life. You might think times is hard. Times are hard right now. You might have family that's stressing you out. Everything is, I live in the United States. We got them tariffs, friends. We got tariffs. And things are a lot more expensive. Inflation is going up. And so it's easy to get wrapped up in the external, in all that, in all that. People losing their jobs, it is easy to get wrapped up in that. And forget what we have, the power that we have, the power that we're able to draw on to make things happen. If we can remember that we are divine, that we have been through tough times, that we can do hard things, that we have the capacity to shape our world, it changes everything. It opens doors. I'll be real with you that my path to finding my own soul power was not that easy. And I will say this, that I grew up, I'm from the DC area, and grew up in a traditional African household. I was born in the United States, but my parents are Ugandan, and that we were very Catholic, very, very Catholic. And I can remember as a child just reading the Bible for fun. I had baptism, Holy Communion, confirmation. If you're Catholic, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I was in Sunday school every Sunday, and I can appreciate that background because I learned a lot. And I'm somebody that loves to learn, so I'm like, yes, give. But I can be real with you and say that growing up, I was religious. Yes, I did those things, but not spiritual. And there's a difference. I don't think I really understood what spirituality was, and I really understood or really felt spiritual until I was into my adulthood. And it wasn't until I took a course, and in this course, it really emphasized like meditation and getting grounded, connecting with yourself, and that course transformed me. It transformed me, connecting with your spiritual guidance. It changed how I viewed the world. And when I was able to connect with the divinity, my connection to the divine, and I started to listen and I started to follow my intuition, everything, and when I tell you this, everything in my life started to flow. It really did. When I was able to take the time, sit down, tune in, and I wasn't like over here, over there, busy with the do, and started to be. That's when things really started to change. That's when I felt like, okay, oh, there's something powerful within me. There's something powerful within me that I can tap into, and that can help me navigate my life. And it was when I decided, after I had done that and really got in the habit of meditating every day and becoming friends with the divinity within me, getting to know the divinity within me, where in meditation, I got the idea to start up this podcast. And so a little bit of background on me, I'm a holistic psychiatrist. And one of the other things that I've learned from working with people is that we're strong, we're resilient, and we are capable of really, really tapping into that inner strength, the divinity within ourselves. And I've seen that within, with patients that I've had who've been able to do that, who've been able to tap into that inner strength and really connect with their spirits. They can move mountains. They can move mountains. I've seen homeless people, penniless people get jobs, get married, really transform their lives, and it transforms the lives of everyone around them. It is a ripple. I'm saying this. I'm reiterating this. It's a ripple effect. So I've seen the power of what happens when people tap into their soul power and really work on the connection within themselves. And so when I saw that, after I had my own experience and when I saw patients, be able to do that, it really prompted me to think about a podcast that really emphasizes the empowerment of soul, the connection with soul, and highlights people who help other people connect with soul. And that's a huge part of what this podcast is really about. So honoring that connection, getting to know that connection, remembering who we are, remembering how powerful we are, being able to truly, truly, truly be who we are, regardless, and we'll say this, regardless of who's there, what's going on, being true to ourselves and taking aligned action that is in agreement with our values, with our spirit. And so it's been great. It has been great so far doing this podcast. I will be honest with you. I will keep it real that it was not always easy. In fact, I had a couple bumps in the road. Season 1, and this will tell you a little bit about me. I like to do a lot of things. I do. I like to be, I'm a doer. I like to get in there and do the work. And, there's a lot of moving parts with that. So learning about flow, that was a little bit of a challenge for me. And then also I am a bit of an introvert. And for my job as a psychiatrist, man, I got I can run an ER. I don't have a problem with that. It's, but putting yourself out there on social media, that was a whole other thing. And so getting the courage to do that, those were the hurdles that I had to pass. And I think, because I think that it's so important, especially now, especially with all the stuff that's going on, that we got to get out there. We got to get out there and be the change that we want to see in the world. And this is the change that I'd love to see. I want to see you empowered. I want to see you being your best self. I want to see you doing what it do. I want to see you do what it do. Just being your best self, being your best self, living your best life, regardless of whatever is going on, being you, blessing the world with your presence. Yes, yes, and yes. And so there are a couple things that I think are really helpful when you're going on this path. Because sometimes, and like I said, it was not like I was very religious. I was religious but not spiritual. And so there can be hurdles to connecting with your soul power, big hurdles. Like if you've got a lot going on and, there's a lot of noise, it can be hard to connect. It can be hard to connect. You got to quiet the noise. You've got to quiet the noise. And that might mean that some people or some situations need to end. It might be time. it might be time. If you're truly interested in connecting with your soul power, that, the things that aren't serving you, that it seems things that aren't serving your that connection, that are making it tough for you to connect within you, may have to go to the wayside. It may have to go to the wayside. The other thing that I think, so that's one thing really important as far as connecting with your soul power. The second thing I want to really emphasize is just the importance of self-awareness. And I say this, I'm a psychiatrist, and so this is my bread and butter. This is what I like to help people with. It's like knowing yourself, because when you know you are much more informed. You're better able to. You're much more you have better information about yourself so that you can make more informed decisions about you. So things that you can do to increase your self awareness are one thing that I like to talk to people about is when you do, many times for most people, like the things, one of the best times to get alone time is at night, like in their bed or alone if they sleep alone. I don't know. Or like, I mean, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Or at night. So when go to your bed at night, if and then really just spend 5 minutes and just pay attention when things are quiet. Pay attention to your thoughts. You know what thoughts are you thinking? And then spend 5 minutes, pay attention to your body. What sensations are going through your body? And then spend 5 minutes and pay attention to your feelings. What feelings are you feeling? What emotions are you feeling? Well, I guess those are two different things. So that's the psychiatry point. But because when you can start to kind of decipher between thoughts, feelings, what's going on with your body, then you can be clear about, okay, what's you, and then what is your outside environment. Because I will say this, that sometimes things within our environment can affect how we feel. It's very true. Like other people, the energy they bring can affect how we feel, and so if you're able to take time when you're alone and really sit with yourself and really be aware of, what are my thoughts, what's going on with my body, and what are the emotions, the feelings that I'm feeling, then it will be helpful when you are trying to make that connection to the divine. It'll be helpful because you're going to know what's you, and then what are the things in your environment that might be affecting how you feel. And the other thing that I think, well, I guess the third thing that I think can be incredibly helpful for connecting is getting into the heart space. And I love talking about this. This is, it's a passion of mine. I like the heart space. We in our society, we like to, and I'm in the United States. We focus a lot on like our neurological brain, the brain in here, the brain in this skull. We focus a lot on this brain, which is, it's beautiful. It's a wonderful brain. Yes. Helps us do a lot of things. Yes. But there's been, when we look at the science, we actually have three brains. There's this neurological mind brain that we've got. That's us. Yes. We've also got a gut brain. And there's a lot of interesting, cool science about that, about the gut brain, and a little pivot. Like there's a huge science around this. Like, the food that we eat is super important, and our everything is connected, like the mind brain, the gut brain, and then there's a third brain that a lot of us don't really talk about at all, but we talk about it intuitively. And this is the heart brain. And in fact, there is an institute called the Heart Math Institute, and the Heart Math Institute is doing really interesting research in this area. That there's wisdom when we connect with the heart. And in fact, a lot of the great sages, like, and when you look at some older texts, about some indigenous cultures, they talk about wisdom that comes from the heart. And even within our culture, we say things like, oh, follow your heart, whatever. There's a reason why, like, there's wisdom there. We're not speaking like a lot of the things that we do and we say, like there's there's something there. There's something there. There's wisdom there, and there's a lot of wisdom in our heart if we make an effort to sit down and listen to it. And so one of the things that one of the exercises I love to do is to help people connect with the heart space. And I'm going to say this. This can be easier said than done. People can get very frustrated when you're like, oh, just connect with your heart. But it can be really hard. It can be really hard. And I'll tell you the things that can make it really hard to connect with your heart space. One is if you've had really rough situations in your life where you've experienced events that have really hurt you. And I'm talking about this when you've had things in your life that have hurt you to the core of who you are. Sometimes what can happen is you might, it's almost like you might feel like you lose a part of yourself, or you may create like some sort of a fortress around you. So it's hard to, you got a barrier around your heart, and you can't nobody get in because you ain't never getting hurt again. But then like it causes other problems. You're not able to get the love that you want and you need. And so taking the time, I'll say this, like taking the time to connect to that space, to that wisdom, because in some ways, some like the sages, the mystics, these indigenous cultures, that like might say that is a gateway to what your soul truly wants, And so one way to start is, I'm a big believer in meditating in this space. Yes, meditating. And I know for some people out there, that might be a trigger word. They're like, I don't know how to meditate. I'm terrible at meditating. I hate meditation. Okay. And all I'm saying is try. Try. I will take a try, because even just trying is a step in the right direction. So I would say this, one thing you could do if you're going to try is first rise, then set the intention to connect with your heart. The third thing is listen. And with this, I'm going to say this, it's really, 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 really important that you let go of what you think should happen. Just listen. And if nothing happens, okay, you did it. You tried. Kudos. Mwah. Yes, you tried. But a lot of times, if you can try again, there are wonderful things that can happen. You can really start to hear, to connect with, feel the wisdom. And that's exactly what it is. There is wisdom within your heart. There is wisdom within you. There is divinity within you. And so everyone, I'll say this, everyone, these are tips, but you gotta listen to yourself and trust your gut, trust your intuition as far as how to connect with your soul power. These are some things that might be helpful, but honestly, our only limitation is our minds, and there are many ways of going about connecting with and truly listening to our soul. And so with this, I want to emphasize that you are powerful. You are incredibly powerful. I mean, you're absolutely divinely made, and you've got that divine power in you, and you can do great things. You've made it this far, and you will continue to do great things. Connecting with your soul, it's not always easy. especially when there's a lot of noise around. So just please remember what I said. Quiet the noise. Quiet the noise. Yes, quiet it. Do what you can. You may need to do like a digital detox, you know, a digital detox. You may need to detox yourself from some toxic relationships, like whatever you need to do, just so that you are able to start really hearing what your spirit, what your soul wants to say to you. And there's a lot of uncertainty out there. Yes, yes, yes. And I've got this quote on my wall. I don't know if you see this. You might see out there. This quote on my wall. And it says, faith doesn't make things easy, it makes them possible. And you can, I want you to have faith, and believe that you can do it, because our thoughts are powerful, and it takes having some belief in able to be able to truly step into your power and do things, manifest things. And until you have that courage to step into the unknown, to try something new, you don't truly know what you are really, really, really made of. You can do hard things. You can step into your soul power. You can live a life that is in alignment with your spirit. And so with that, I want to thank you and really looking forward to connecting with you again. If you haven't heard it yet today, I appreciate you. The soul in me honors the soul in you. If you'd like to see more episodes like this, please subscribe or click here. And friends, if this spoke to you, leave a comment below. We would love to hear from you.